got DJ Don Jr. in the house. I just got to make sure I announce who you are. Like, we get into a good conversation, but we sitting here with Don Jr. You tapped into the Real Jeanna Petty and the Level Up podcast. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Well, I was born in Fort Worth, and my mom lives outside of Fort Worth now. Well, she raised me here, but she moved back, and then my cousin who went to school in the Knoxville, Dallas area.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. You have fun out there. They have a good time. Between Dallas, I hear Austin.
Been to Austin.
And then, is it Austin or, what's the other place out there?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, yes, and then Houston.
Yeah. I've been to San Antonio and Austin. Pretty dope.
That's what's up.
But people say Dallas is like Huntsville, but bigger.
Really?
Yeah. People say,
I don't know. I mean, the city is the city, and it's not the same to me as Huntsville. But
For real?
I mean, you got the big buildings, and it's a lot more people. I don't know, but I guess it depends on how they comparing it to Huntsville.
I guess depends on what part of Dallas you probably are at.
Right. True.
Every time I talk to somebody, they say, "Oh, it's like Huntsville."
Yeah.
Maybe the more I guess hood parts of Dallas.
Right. Okay.
They're talking about.
That makes sense. That's what's up. So where are you originally from?
I'm from let me say this: Stone Mountain, Georgia. People say if you're from Stone Mountain or Lithonia, you're not from Atlanta. But I feel like I'm from Atlanta.
I mean, I think surrounding areas is all there, but
Yeah.
I guess if you want to be specific, then you're not in the Atlanta city limits.
So I'm from the suburbs of Atlanta.
Gotcha. Oh, that's what's up. My brother lives out in, I want to say it's either Lithonia or Decatur.
Okay. Are you close to me?
Yeah. So, not every time, but when I do go visit him, I go out to that area.
Okay.
How often do you go back?
I try to go like once a month. I'll be having gigs out there still.
Did you go to school here though? Like what brought you?
I went to A&M.
Okay, that's what I thought. What year? What year were you at?
I got to A&M in 2008.
Okay, yeah. So we were there in the same year, but I was only there for a semester.
Really? Why you leave?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Hold on a second. Let me I had to warm this place up just a little bit. Now, sweating. Yeah, I didn't really like it. It wasn't. I guess I can't really say that I could judge it based off of being there only one semester.
You can't.
But I got a good feel for it. It wasn't bad. I'll just say this, because I worked in the cafeteria, and so I got a chance to do a little networking, hang out and stuff, and participate in some of the events. But I feel like I was back in high school, and then my teachers were never there, and then I was like not liking to be told what to do. So
Definitely small. Definitely small.
But I really didn't want to go to school in the first place.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't want to get into debt. That was like my biggest thing, and my parents were like, well, you gotta go, and they weren't pressuring me, but I was like, well, I'll try it out, I won't do my expensive. And so when I left there though, I went from there to UNH, because my mom was actually in school at the same time. We both ran in, and she ran into some other things with her finances. Yeah. So we both went to UNH, and that was like even more hard with the classes and stuff.
Exactly, right.
So I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna not do this.
Okay,
took out, So just kind of after that, I ventured out. My mom raised us in the family business, so I was like, well, I could just keep running the family business, start my own business, and figure out some things, do some self-education, and go from there. I've been working here for on and off for like 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I still like my A&M people and family, so it's
I mean, if you went for a semester, you were technically an alumni, so.
Oh, really? That's what they still would consider us alumni?
Yeah, you go for one semester, you're an alumni.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what's up. Well, so I was curious now, actually, why were you here? Because I was like, what brought you from wherever you were to Huntsville, Alabama, But clearly what keeps you here now?
The vibe here, everything's close. It's not far, not a lot of traffic.
Is it not?
I mean, it is, but it's manageable compared to Atlanta traffic.
Right.
And I built a name for myself here, DJing wise, and I got a pretty good job.
Nice.
So,
I definitely think it's gonna be. I won't compare it to Atlanta, but it's growing now at a pretty fast pace where we will have that.
Oh, definitely.
Feel.
But I hopefully it's not gonna be as big as Atlanta. It might just be like a nice little.
Like Nashville, maybe.
Yeah. If Huntsville can be in Nashville, that will be good.
Yeah.
I don't want Atlanta too much.
No, I think Nashville is a good comparison. Some of the ideas have been brought from Nashville development to here, so that's what's up.
Definitely. And well, kind of the main reason why I even ended up in Huntsville, the first thing, I play soccer.
Okay.
So I was supposed to get a partial scholarship to go play at A&M, but that situation just fell through the roof. It wasn't structured here. I'm like, dang, I could have went somewhere else. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad I came to Huntsville.
Yeah. So you still went to school? You didn't finish playing soccer, or?
No, I didn't finish. I ended up DJing.
Okay.
That took most of the time.
Got you.
And
you passionate about that?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Definitely.
That's what's up.
I need to slow down sometimes.
Oh wow. So how long have you been DJing?
Since spring of 2009.
Okay.
So that's what.
So you weren't like doing it prior to, you just.
Nah, I mean I was dabbling in it. I was first introduced to it probably back in 2007, but I didn't really take it serious until I got to college, and that second semester I was like, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
And I love doing this, so I just started building my name from there.
Do you think that, maybe I have asked a few of my friends that DJ, but like, you very passionate about music.
Definitely,
well.
yeah.
You gotta have that, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Because I don't see how you wouldn't, right? If you're like, okay, let me mix this with this, and what do you think gives you that creativity, or?
I will say my passion for music, like being able to
hear the sound. Got you.
But mainly, mostly, I feel like, DJing is definitely technical, but the most successful DJs to me, they're able to cater to the audience. So if you're being super technical, scratching and doing all these tricks and stuff like that, is a small group of people actually really like that. But if you're at a bar or a lounge, you don't want to hear all that. You just want to hear the music, and you want songs to go from here to here. Give me a vibe. Yeah. So,
by the way, you do a really good job.
Thank you.
I've been there the last 2 Sundays, and it's been a good vibe for sure.
Thank you.
I'm having such a good time. Yeah, that's what's up.
Thank you. I like that. Gets me going.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say I'm pretty sure I've been to some other events that you DJed and just not really pay attention.
Yeah.
Have you done any clubs or parties?
I DJ 3000 on Saturdays.
I've not been there yet.
Okay.
Check it out.
That's cool.
Maybe.
Of course, I just started Blaque.
Right.
But as of now, I do a lot of weddings and private parties.
Gotcha.
I love those.
Okay.
Way more money.
Way more money.
Yeah, way more money. Especially weddings. Like, weddings are like a cash cow. So.
Do you work mostly off of word of mouth? Or do you market any of your business? I know you have business cards, but.
I market. I do. Of course, my social media is most important. I get a lot of business from word of mouth and social media.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I need to go into like doing like Facebook and Instagram ads, but it's been working with me so far. So
yeah. Well, they broke down. So what is your background? Like you said, you got a good job. What do you do during the day?
So my 9 to 5, I work for NASA doing IT work. Very like technical. I love computers, so that became a passion. Also, as well as I love space.
Okay.
So being able to.
Well, that's perfect. You're in the perfect place.
Yeah, being able to work at NASA and being able to see like, the rockets and pieces of the rocket, and I guess help propel mankind back to the moon and Mars. So it's pretty cool.
I never really hear about like what goes on in those types of jobs for real. So that's cool.
Oh yeah, it's you see a lot of stuff, you hear a lot of stuff, your hands on to a lot of stuff, but it's pretty much to propel mankind, advance mankind.
Right.
So
that's what's up. Cool. So, what is one thing that you think, whether it could be in your 9 to 5 or same person must be trying to get in touch with? No, I highly doubt it. But
you never know.
What was I saying? Whether it be your job or DJing, your business, what is one thing you wish you would have known before you got into either one?
How to manage money.
That's a good one. I'm still learning that too, by the way.
How to manage money.
I think that's a huge
out the gate.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is it safe to say you've blown a lot of money?
Yes. Especially DJing in undergrad, I blew a lot of money. I'm like, if I would have just invested that money,
right?
Then I would be.
Yeah, like if we knew what we knew now. I say that all the time because in my 20s and stuff, I was like, man, I went through a lot of money. Like, some of it not even my money, but like if I was just smart about it and knew what I knew now, I probably
simple investments. Like we could have. Yes.
We've been a lot further. I could have actually been rich by 30, like I was wanting.
Definitely, because I'm like, dang, I would have just put $100 down and in this investment, like Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. And I was most people didn't know what it was. They were like so skeptical about it years ago. I think that people just like slept on it or whatever.
I'm like, man, I should have just did it.
Right.
Just young and
playing it safe, right?
I want playing it safe. I'd rather spending this $100 to buy liquor and clothes than investing.
Yeah.
So
lesson for all of our younger people.
Yes.
I think a lot of our younger people, though, even though they are wild and crazy, I think they are moving a little bit smarter, and learning a lot more about finances.
They are, but are they?
Maybe not moving smarter, but they know a lot more than we did about finances and like business, and because I learned a lot from some of the 22-year-olds and stuff.
Really?
Like from Instagram.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will say that YouTube and Instagram can teach you a lot. And that's what they have access to.
That information is like way more vast. For sure.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah. Nah.
We had to go outside. That's what we had.
Right. Or either I had to like hang around older people and just ear hustle for the most part. Yeah. I think that's what's helped me out the most, for sure. So where are we at right now? I'm trying to think, and I'm gonna edit this because clearly I don't want that part to be here.
You could.
So you live in Huntsville. You've been here for what, like 12, 13 years now?
Yeah.
That's what's good.
I love Huntsville. You can honestly, sad to say this, I be telling myself all the time, like I might be a Huntsvillian now.
Also, when somebody asks you where you're from, are you gonna say?
I'll definitely still say Atlanta. I can't do that.
Right. I understand. So I'm curious about the shirt. What is this about? Is it yours?
Yes, it's my brand. It's Yahweh Nisi.
Not Yahweh Nisi.
Yeah, Yahweh Nisi, and it stands for the Lord is my banner. It is a, I guess, Christian-based clothing brand.
Okay.
But we have like streetwear and stuff like that. But I mean, just putting Yahweh on your chest, like
yeah, nice. I like it. We're gonna have to get a video like I don't know if that was right or lame, but I like it. Can we see the back? Can you do a little spin?
Yeah. Okay, you see me?
Yeah, you can spin the chair.
Yeah, when you see clothing, Atlanta, Georgia. It was started in Atlanta, Georgia.
I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And I like the color. It looks like the fabric's nice quality too.
Definitely. That's my main problem, whether or not out now, trying to get like good quality shirts at mass quantity.
Really?
That's the hard part.
Are you okay? So is it because you just don't know, or you've been doing a lot of research?
I've been doing a lot of research, and the site that I was going to use, they sell out really quick.
Wow.
So it's like I have to have like notifications to be able to get these shirts. So I have notifications on right now, so whenever they drop one, we'll put a big order in.
Okay, so can you tell us the retail price?
No. The shirts?
You don't have to, but the reason why I'm asking.
I actually haven't really did that because I was waiting to see how much the shirts, but
right.
On average, probably for the shirt like this will probably be around $30.
Okay. The reason why I asked too is because if you say it's so hard to get this quality, then I don't know how the demand is right now, but I would assume the price of the shirts would go up.
Yeah, definitely. That is true, but the wholesale price is pretty reasonable.
Okay, well then that's good. But it's still hard to get it, so it's
you're right. It might be more
than $30.
To
make the business make sure it's good.
Yeah, it might be a little more than $30.
I mean, I'm not trying to get into people's pockets, but
it might be more than $30. You know, I actually haven't thought about that until just now.
Yeah,
because I'm just trying to find the shirts.
Well, I don't know. Well, I know a few people that are into retail clothing, so I'll ask them right now and see.
Oh, definitely. This is actually this brand is started from my uncle. He has two sons, his nephew, and he stopped, making this back in like 05 because it started in 02.
Okay.
So stopped in 05 and I picked it back up during the pandemic, 2020. Okay. And one weekend we did a drop. We said we only gonna do 100 orders. One weekend we sold out 100 orders.
Wow.
Yes. And we haven't did a drop since 2020.
Oh wow! Because you can't find the quality.
Yeah, because the first shirts.
Not fine, but
yeah, we seem to have like an idea, and it's really really well. So like we want to make sure that it is up to standard and up to quality because I don't want to just go back to like cheap shirts because everybody has like these cheap shirts.
Right.
Put the logo on there, but
you want the last.
Yes, one of the last, and we want this to be like. Let people know that we're serious about it.
Right, for sure. Exclusive
for sure.
That's what's up. So tell us a little bit about like coming up in the surrounding Atlanta areas. How was that for you?
It was actually, I would say that fairy tale life.
Really?
Yes. In terms of growing up, my mom, my dad, they're still together. My grandparents, they still together. Seeing that, I guess was a good and a big like impact on my life.
Good foundation.
Definitely a good foundation. Pretty much got whatever I wanted. Growing up, elementary, middle school, high school is pretty much what you see on TV. Like those popcorn high school shows where the kids are worrying about homecoming parades and football games.
What am I wearing to the dance?
That was my life. Like nobody cared about. People was drinking and stuff like that, but we would rather. Let me figure out what I'm gonna wear to this dance than drink.
Right.
So
that was cool.
So stress was at a minimum. We actually really got to. Me and my friends really got to be kids.
Nice.
So
that's good. So I want to know, do you think that so how people say, not necessarily that some kids are, what is the word I'm looking for? Sheltered, but being that you had it so good, do you think that it negatively impacted you in some type of way where, because I would say this, some kids have it so good that they just go out and do bad stuff just because they're like, they have that freedom where they're like, oh, I can do this or I can do that or whatever. So do you think that you had a moment where you're like, I'm going to go out and be bad or give my parents nerves? Like, I don't want to say necessarily like a super negative thing, but.
So what actually kept me humble and in line was my dad. My dad is Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
So my dad is definitely Jamaican, and he wasn't going for a lot of stuff. And he actually, took me and showed me and told me like things, so I wouldn't be oblivious to, common sense, I should say, since I was so privileged. Mm-hmm. So I was able to differentiate, what's good, what's bad, how to move,
make good decisions,
stuff like that. So that actually helped me. So I was actually I guess you say I had best of both worlds, but I was definitely like privileged. I guess I say.
That's what's up. That's good stuff. I like that, and sometimes I struggle myself with like, cause I don't know if you know how there's this thing behind being a brand or like just being transparent with people and sharing stories that may not be so good about, you know, your past and stuff. And I'm not saying that I haven't had those experiences, because I have. For example, like losing my father, you know, at 19. But I could say I didn't have my father in the house, but growing up, my mom had a family. She started a business, and basically me and my brother were her best 2 employees, so she says, right? But so growing up, going to school and stuff, people used to be like, y'all are rich, y'all, you know, y'all are good, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't necessarily the case. We didn't necessarily need for anything, but there were still times where I look at it now with what I know. We traded our time for dollars, you know what I mean?
Understandable.
And there were some times where our utilities might be cut off when we woke up that day, but we weren't the type to just sit around or go beg. My mom was like, well, shit, we got 2 clients that need their yard cut, so let's go cut it, you know? But other than that, me too. Like, we went outside, we played basketball, and we didn't have to go to work. You know, grandma cooked us breakfast that morning or whatever, and you know, we had a good time. But that's the reason why I asked kind of to dive into it, and it's beautiful to hear that. And I want other people to hear those examples, because sometimes it's not always, you know, horrible, but you saying that is a good example for people to know how to raise their children and, you know, keep that foundation. Not all kids are bad, no.
Yeah, but the foundation is mostly important, like just teaching the kid, you know, love, and, you know, just having a solid foundation of like, make sure he has common sense. Yeah.
And with that being said, you mentioned that your dad actually took you and like showed you. Some people think that if they're in the household, then that's good enough. And I don't think that that's solid enough. You know what I'm saying? No, you got both parents in the house, but did your mom or your dad actually teach you something, you know? Yeah. Or were they just there?
My parents definitely taught me a lot. Yeah. Especially going, like, when I was younger, visiting Jamaica, seeing what my family members had in Jamaica compared to what I had was totally on a different spectrum. Like, 10 houses compared to, you know, I was living in a 4 or 5 bedroom house. So it was definitely like culture shock. Yeah. But these were my family members, so it was like.
That's cool. That's what's up. Jamaican. Okay, shout out to Jamaica. So my next question is this feather earring, and is there significance to it?
Actually,
by the way, we did not plan this, but somehow in my interviews, we always have something like singer in common, so I just find it really cool, by the way. But yeah, so is there some significance to the feather or no?
Actually, it's not.
You just find it cool? I think it's cool.
I found it cool. I wanted to do something different, and it's the only thing that stays in my ears.
What do you mean stays? Oh, like
I usually have like a stud on here.
Okay.
I lose them all the time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
This is the only thing I sleep in it stays, but like earrings, like studs.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I won't say I can't, but I don't buy like expensive studs often because they're gonna get lost.
I will lose them with the quickness.
And now I have a 2-year-old, so she's like all on my dresser, my jewelry. So
I'll go to Claire's or I go to Walmart and get some studs real quick, because I'll buy some studs that same night, and the next morning I don't know where they are.
I understand. Cool. Well, let's see. I want to ask you one more question, or 2. Okay. We always leave with 1. Let me just go to my list real quick. And then also, if there's anything specific you want to share, we definitely going to go through your social medias and stuff like that.
I don't know, just should follow me on Instagram or social media. All my socials are the same, at DJ Donjr, DJ DONJR. All of them the same.
DJ DONJR.
Yeah.
DJ Don Jr. Do you have like a significant, you know how when you mixing and stuff in the beginning, do you have like a sound that says?
Yeah, I do. It just says like my name is a female that did it. And she like draws it out.
Like an actual female.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Cool. Let's see. Okay, so in DJing, did I already ask this? What's one of your biggest failures, and what did you learn from it?
Biggest failures is, I will say, self-doubt and not knowing my worth. That was one of my biggest failures. Self-doubt and not knowing my worth. It's pretty much like my biggest failures, because it's like, if I would have known what I know now, like, I would probably be a lot bigger than I am now.
Yeah. So you kind of mentally held yourself back.
Definitely, because I didn't know how much power and following I had in undergrad. And I'm like, now I'm thinking like, I had that much like influence.
Yeah.
Back then. I could have did a lot more.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And another thing, I didn't document nothing.
Oh, yeah.
At all.
Some of my friends still they don't fuss, but they're like, you need to be documenting and vlogging, and I still haven't.
That's the most important thing.
I just want somebody to follow me around with a camera.
Me
I don't want to have to be like this all day.
Me too. I try to get, I do YouTube. It's actually, I really like YouTube.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just gets too busy and I can't just have the camera and I'm working. Right. But documenting, I should have documented my undergrad DJ career, because that would have been colossal.
Nobody had any footage? Oh, geez.
I didn't do anything. It was colossal.
Wow. Well, that's okay. We brought you to where you are.
Yes, everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. I'm going to go 10 times harder now.
Yeah, that's what's up. I definitely say I can relate to the self-doubt, and what else did you say? To self-doubt and...
Shut up.
Something else. It kind of went hand in hand though. And I can definitely relate to that. Just being in my mind too much, overthinking, and like not realizing what power I had or influence. You know, and people even to this day, sometimes people come to me and they're like, man, you know, you said something the other day, or you posted something, or you remember back in this year you helped me do this, and I'm like, really? Like, you know, so I like to continue to push, not just for myself and my family, but I know other people are watching and like being inspired by what I do, you know. So it's a cool thing. And now we're older, we're more mature, so we know better.
Definitely,
keep going,
definitely.
you know. Okay, so last question. What is one thing you think you need to level up in your life, career, mentally, spiritually, whatever, to take you to the next level?
100 M's.
100 million?
Yes.
Really?
I'm gonna say I need 100.
What would you do with it? What's the first thing you do?
I don't know. I'll probably go get something to eat. And not a extravagant place. Like, I'll definitely go to like
I feel you.
a regular spot to actually understand that I have $100 million in my account.
You're just gonna like let it
sink in
and marinate on it. Like, okay.
Let it sink in over, you know, some like nothing but noodles.
Yeah. But what would that do for you? You said you don't know. So I want to get some clarity, because you said you need it, but then you said you don't know. So what would that do for you for real?
It will help me be able to, I feel like, you know, fulfill my life purpose of helping people. Okay. Being able to help people, you know,
so when
unexpected blessings,
charity.
Yes.
Okay.
Unexpected blessings, charity, setting up foundations to help, you know, under, you know, privileged kids, as well as doing the stuff I want to do, you know, that makes me happy. Because the stuff I want to do is expensive. Yeah. Like jet ski.
I understand.
Totally. And boating. Like,
yeah. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm Aquarius.
Aquarius. Okay. Nice. I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
But that's what's up. I like to kayak too. Have you been kayaking?
Yes, I did that once.
Did you like
in the ocean?
In the ocean?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I've done that before. No, was it in the ocean? I don't think it was in the ocean.
It was pretty cool.
But I like to go on the river here locally.
Really?
You gotta go. We do literally parties on the river. You gotta go.
Hey, let me know. I'm trying to go. I like the water. Y'all be getting in the water too?
Yeah.
Oh, let me know.
Some of us do. And then if you fall out, then clearly you get in the water. But like the river we go on it's probably don't go above, maybe not even my waist.
Really?
Depending on what area you're in, yeah. No, so if you fall out, you can just stand up.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to go on. I'm not scared of like deep water.
Yeah.
I like cliff jumping, so.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I haven't done that. I want to do that.
I like cliff jumping, but
nice.
Let me know because I love the water.
I have a funny story. I'm not gonna tell it today, but my birthday is in August, and I really wanted to go kayaking. I think it was I had only been twice or 3 times that year. I mean, this past year. So I was like, I'm gonna go kayaking for my birthday. And I was so adamant about going. You can't go after like 1 o'clock. If you don't be on the river at 1, it's gonna be too late. Especially if you're going to like 3, 4, 5 hour float. Okay. Normally we do 7 hours. We'll get there at like 10, float all day, stop, cook, eat, whatever. But we got in the river like at 5 one day, and I thought it was a 2 hour or 3 hour float. It ended up being way longer than that. Plus we stopped and did TikToks and all this kind of stuff. Long story short though, we ended up getting to where it was dark, and my other guests were like, I can't believe that. They were tripping, and it got to a point where I was pulling 2 boats behind me because they were just like so out of it.
They're probably scared. Like, a lot of people don't like water like that though.
Well, I was familiar with the area. Like, I was like, okay, y'all know where we at. We coming up to a point where we're gonna have to get out, pull our kayaks over this little area. The water might be, a little bit over pressure, but we'll be good. Let's just, get through. And we still had a tad bit of light from the moon, which is cool. But I was like, look, y'all, if you look at the map, there's nothing around us. So if we stop and try to get out, like, really what we gonna do? We can't do nothing but just keep going, right? So it was pretty funny, but we made it through, and I had a good time. I didn't complain. I was like, are these serious right now? We just gotta
shoot, let me know. I like
keep rolling, like right? It was fun though, but yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'll invite you in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Sweet. So we got DJ Don Jr. in the house. I'm so grateful. Thank you for coming through and chatting with me. It was good. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out on social media. Book him for an event, wedding, something like that. He's always at Blaque right now on Sundays. Really doing a good job. We have a good time, a good vibe up there. The food is good. It's amazing. So yeah, this is yours truly, the Real Jeanna Petty. We always leave with our famous J-Bo quote, which simply says, life is good, people are kind, love with your heart, think with your mind. Write it down, live your dreams, have faith, and believe it's true. All right, so we're going to sign out. Y'all tune in to the next episode. And once again, thank you, Don Jr.
Thank you for having me.
See you again soon.